All right, music fans, welcome back. It is yours truly, Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me right here. Um, it's official, folks. October 5th, that's the date. Steve Perry's brand new album comes out. The album is called Traces, and it has a really amazingly cool album cover. Uh, but here's the, I guess, I don't know. I'm just stunned at the music industry right now. I'm absolutely stunned. Now, maybe Steve Perry wanted more creative control releasing this record and felt like he needed to go with a record label that would give him that control. Uh, but it's mind-boggling to me. Concord Music, which I would have to say is a good record label, but a fairly small-time outfit. Especially considering, I think, Frontiers, the Italian label, seems to be the melodic rock headquarters for music like Perry used to make, although Concord tends to be a little more artsy, a little more mellower, although they do have an album, I think, by the band Ghost. So it shows you that, yeah, they can be a little bit more diversified as far as their portfolio of artists. Somebody told me that Paul Simon and James Taylor are now over there. So that's interesting to note. But this is Steve Perry, folks. I mean, if Steve Perry can't get signed to a major record label deal, it's kind of over for melodic rock and artists that have the kind of pedigree that Perry brings. I mean, this is 20 years in the making. I mean, I'm just like, if I'm CBS, I'm like, hey, Steve, what do you want? How can we help you, Steve Perry? That way we keep the catalog all together. This can bookend, or it can be part of the Steve Perry trilogy on Columbia, because you have Street Talk and you have For the Love of Strange Medicine, and now you have Traces. Okay, I'm just blown away. Now, Perry obviously wants this to be a first-class thing, because you can just tell by the album cover. I'm not going to go and read song titles to you, because right now, until you actually hear them, I've seen them. They're posted on Amazon now. Everything is just coming down. Yesterday, the social media presence began. Today, you're starting to see the beginnings of when the album is coming out, and those details are just all over the place. Tomorrow, a big interview with Eddie Trunk. So this is a pretty good marketing campaign. I'm just really stunned at the record label that he's on. I just thought this would be a battle between CBS and Warner Brothers and Capitol and whoever else is out there. But they've resigned themselves to sign 14-year-old girls who have no talent, where they have to invest no money. And I'm worried that he's not going to get the airplay that he deserves on this. I mean, who's going to play this new album by Steve Perry? What radio station is going to pick up the gauntlet and say, you know what? This is just too big to ignore. This is Steve freaking Perry. Okay? Now, of course, in the last video, if you're following me, the fans, I may have to just get off of all social media at some point today and just go dark and just chill out and watch it, like people watching, to see the reactions across the spectrum are from absolute joy to stunned disbelief to, yes, it's finally here. And by the way, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I told you it was likely to happen in October. I told you at least it was before Christmas, and yes, this is the perfect timing for the holidays. By the way, even before I had the intel, which I got later from someone else who, let's just say, I'm not on the best of terms with right now, but I trusted their stuff after I had announced that this. You can go back and look at the timeline video I did, and I talked about Perry and when this could all occur, and it looks like it's unfolding as predicted. Most of that was just based on common sense. It's a good time to market, a good time to get the word out. Journey, coincidentally, is ending when all of this is starting. So that's an interesting tidbit. And I think Irving Azoff is in on this somehow. I'm not sure how, but I think the timing of it is very just coincidental, we'll say. But it helps Steve as he goes on and he markets and he sells his wares. So there you go. Steve Perry, Traces, October 5th. The album cover alone is, yes, I will buy this on the strength of the album cover alone. People are telling me all the imagery and all these different things in there. It's very intriguing, and of course it's going to spark chat room conversations probably for eternity. I'm going to have to turn it all off, folks. I'm just going to have to. I love Steve Perry, but I love so much music that if I just get wrapped up into this one thing, it's just, you can easily get wrapped up into this, and then I miss out on, like, my pal Dean Castronovo or some of the other things that are happening that I think you're going to be pretty impressed by down the road, which I can't really talk about. But that benefit concert thing, that's going to be some killer music when it gets released. That's all I can tell you. I've heard the mastered product, and it is phenomenal. All right, it's going to make the little hairs back here, they're going to be standing up. All right, done. Steve Perry, Traces. Pre-order it now on Amazon.